been a minute. Tom Coughlin, who had that great run as Olszewski gets it to the 30. A 19-yard return. Special teams coach.
The field goal and then the big return. But, you know, that mentioned with Mike Vrabel carrying on the legacy of what Bill Belichick built.
Here's a handoff to Tracy, not much. In the 14 seasons since the last Super Bowl appearance in that 2011 season, the Giants have had 2 playoff appearances, 1 win. That was that victory in Brian Daboll's first year at Minnesota in 2022. That's it. 4 head coaches have been let go over that stretch. And 13.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Giants are able to respond to that. And, you know, they've gotten off to decent starts this year. We all know some of the collapses they've had, down 10-0, and they are already eliminated from postseason play. We'll see what kind of competitors they are.
Commanders showed what kind of competitors they are last night in that thriller on Sunday Night Football. Dart's going to go and gets popped on the sideline, and we're going to get a fight. Christian Ellis delivered the hit, and these 2 teams are going at each other.
Look at it. There's a look at Ellis. Once he gets outside the pocket here, this is in real speed.
Oh.
Yeah, Troy, you're 100% right. He's in bounds. When he's contacted, that's a legal hit.
And to your point, Troy, he's got to take the sideline. He's got to.
But a legal one.
Instead of 3rd and 1, it's 3rd and 16 after the penalty on Theo Johnson. Jackson Dart's closest friend on the team, and now Johnson gets hit over the middle, incomplete, as Marte Mapu delivered the blow. And the Giants don't do anything with this possession, and the
Mapu never even backpedals. He's just standing flat, waiting for the ball to come out, and then rally to the football and put a hit on Theo Johnson and jar it loose.
So now Marcus Jones waits deep again for a touchdown. Last time he got the touch at Gillen. Line drive punt, a little bit of room in front of him.
Here we go.
And a hard hit delivered by Hewitt. Neville Hewitt. They wore from the mid-'80s until the early '90s. Here is Booty with his first catch of the evening, with enough for a first down.
Well, Josh McDaniels, they bring him in as the offensive coordinator, and what a good pairing that has been with Drake May. And one of the things that he has been good at, and it's pretty simple, they'll go 2 tight ends, and then when the defense stays base defense and they don't bring in a 5th defensive back, then they'll try to throw the ball against those looks. And when they do bring in an extra guy, then they bring it in and they want to try to run the football. But they feel with their tight end, Henry and Austin Hooper, they have a real advantage in the passing game against those looks.
Jumbo tight end in the game, so a bigger offensive set for the Patriots. Got a good block from the newest New England Patriot, Thayer Munford, who was with Josh McDaniels in Vegas. He got a good block there in a gain of 9.
With Will Campbell, the rookie, going on IR, but they go with Vidarian Lowe. He was the starter last year at left tackle, but we were told by Josh McDaniel get some playing time in some of their jumbo packages.
May gets the first down. Munford started the year with New England, picked up by Cleveland, then New England returned the favor and plucked him off their.
Really good football. And as you mentioned to begin the game, Joe, the offensive line had been one of the stable ones in the league.
Here's a wide open Hunter Henry, who gets stood up inside the 5, and it's 1st and goal. And the Patriots are having their way with this Giants defense.
Big plays both on the ground and in the air.
Here's one to the end zone, and Kayshon Boutte. Touchdown New England, working against Cordale Flott. 6th of the year for Kayshon Boutte. Patriots with 16 snaps and 17 points.
While he undergoes treatment. Mike Vrabel told us that Big T, as he calls him, comes to the building when he can, that he's been through 2 rounds of chemo, is doing as well as can be expected, and is continuing to fight. Joe?
Yeah, they are firm.
This game is over.
Here's a handoff to Singletary and a gain of 1, and this has been a dominant first quarter by the New England Patriots, who are fired up. That's Corey Durden, who's leading the Giants. Percy Jackson and the Olympians returning December 10th on Disney Plus and Hulu. Here's a better carry by Singletary on 2nd down, and with that gain of 6, it'll be 3rd down when we start quarter number 2 here in Foxborough, and the Giants have to get up and get after them. It's been all New England so far. 1 quarter in the books. Patriots trying to win their 10th in a. Giants need a conversion here on 3rd down. The momentum going. 3rd down and 3. They hand off and get it with Devin Singletary behind this offensive line that has played pretty well in 2025. Here's Jackson Dart tonight. First possession, gets that hit from Landry. 2nd possession, Christian Ellis delivered yet again. Jackson, take care of yourself out there.
Could tell in talking with him that he's grown a little tired of having those conversations with all the people that have had them with him.
Grenade to your set.
Hand off to Singletary, and not much. Let's go down to Laura.
Well, Joe, you just saw Mike Kafka was checking on Jackson Dart. It was really more just checking on if he's okay, but Russell Wilson was imploring him to protect himself better after a couple of these early hits that we've seen. Also reminding him he doesn't have to get it all done on one play. Dart just wants to. You see the competitive fire. It's hard to ignore.
It really is, but you always hear about the guy having to be protected from himself. It's just his natural instinct, but they need him for the long haul as they hand off on 2nd and 9, and Singletary gets 1 again.
Well, when you look at the games that Jackson Dart has played this year, they have run the ball better because of his rushing numbers. He's averaged 45 yards a game when essentially your best runner, and he's got the history of the hits. That's a tough one to try to navigate.
5 straight Singletary runs on this drive until now. Johnson with a beauty. And then a flag for the hit. What a good throw, good catch, and got hit by.
I think this is a good call as we take a look at it. Theo Johnson, I mean, that's a heck of a catch. He goes up, and not an easy one to make. And then Jalen Hawkins comes in and puts the hit on him.
As you see that ball
Personal
hit the
foul.
ground.
Defense number 21. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
So it'll be a 1st down by penalty.
Yeah.
And not on the catch as that ball came out on the far sideline.
Yeah, he wasn't able to become an athlete, and he almost is able to bring that in, which would have been really something. But the hit clearly on the defenseless receiver is where they get penalized.
Hawkins brought in as a free agent last year from the Chargers. Their other safety is Craig Woodson, who was just fit right in. The rookie 4th-round pick from Cal. This defense, as I mentioned earlier, number 8 in the league, and they're number 2 defending the run. Dart on 1st down, backpedaling as he finds Slayton. Nice move and right up the gut. Slayton to the end zone, touchdown. Giants back in it on a 29-yard completion. We'll make sure.
One of them being Wan'Dale Robinson in the slot. And he throws it here to Slayton. Slayton's just great individual effort to get it in.
Officially goes down as a 30-yard touchdown catch and run, and it will stand. And extra point is knocked through by Younger. Not in the top spot in the AFC South. And a loss for the Rams, who lost the top spot in the conference, which right now is being held by the Chicago Bears, is Efton Chisholm on the return.
So effective with this year and just mixing it up along with the shotgun play action and the things that he's been able to do, get the ball down the field. But the accuracy has been what has.
He's found 5 different receivers. Here's Henderson. You can add another, so that's 6. And the tackle's made by Okereke, as Abdul Carter has entered the game for the first night. You look at the numbers for Drake May tonight. He has that touchdown throw to Kayshon Boutte, and the number 3 overall pick in this past field, and a direct snap to Stevenson. And Ramondre is going to be about a half-yard short of a first down.
Well, right idea, and follow up on Drake May. I'm asked a lot of problems, and this guy leads the NFL in completion percentage. He's been good on all throws. It hasn't mattered where he's gone on the field, and he's been exceptional really since.
Well, it's been fun to watch his progression happen. Mike Vrabel, he's got his quarterback, and we get our first live look at Drake May. It's been fun to watch.
How about it last year as well?
3rd down and 1, and May is wrapped up by Carter. And Abdul Carter made the stop, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So he checks in. First time in the ball game during that series, and he forces a 4th down with that stop on 3rd and 1.
Well, these are some of the plays that he's capable in the pocket to help out the tackles. And some of the sacks he's taken have been on him this year.
Here's a complete shank by the punter, Bryce Beringer. That went off the side of the foot after the first a moment ago. 17-7 ball game, and Bryce Beringer just hit it right off the side of his foot. Went for just 25 yards. And Jamin 4. Singletary in the backfield. 5 straight carries started their last possession. Here's Wan'Dale Robinson looking for some blocks on the edge. And his momentum is stopped.
Have something because it was a run pass option, and Jackson Dart, he saw it and they get it out, and it looked like he was just going to have one guy to beat. They don't quite get the block, and then the free defender also was able to make a play for a minimal gain.
2nd down and 6. Singletary this time, and a 3rd and short coming up. Woodson made that stop. A gain of 4 again. 3rd down and a Giants last drive, 6 plays, 62 yards, capped on the 30-yard touch, and they get it. Singletary again. This offensive line, which has been highly critical
in what you would think would be a passing down.
Little jab step and a big hole for Singletary, who gets another first down to the 29 of New England.
Yeah, it's a really nice job up front of getting some movement. Greg Van Roten, he helps kind of lead the backs, both of them averaging well under 4 yards a carry. But there have been some lanes here in this first half.
Van Roten, 35, and in many ways playing the best football of his career in his 11th year. Singletary, nothing. Right into the arms of Joshua Farmer, the rookie from Florida State. And Theo Johnson is mixing it up now with Christian Barmore.
That defensive front for New England, that's a pretty good group, especially as pass rushers.
It's the 2nd game missed for Milton Williams, who's on IR. Dart able to push it to Singletary, and a flag flies. Gonzalez on the stop.
I think you can pick a guy, Joe, as to who was downfield. I think that's what the flag was.
Yeah, he had Dart scrambling around and eventually threw it to Singletary.
An eligible man downfield. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty.
Picked anybody, but he's the left guard, 76. Hard to draw a circle that small. But I wonder what old Pops, John Runyon, thinks about his son playing for the Giants after all the battles he used to have with the Eagles against Strahan.
2nd down and 15. Dart. Robinson gets hit by Gonzalez. 20-24, 3rd down and 10. but it's not a miss because he never touched the football.
Still perfect.
Here's a handoff to Henderson. Travion broke a tackle and gets a first down. Let's go back first to Theo Johnson. Had the ball go through his hands. Would have been a tremendous catch. But so frustrated he did not come up with that. And then this, Younghoe Koo practice squad. Travion Henderson is starting to get hot. And he's got back-to-back runs and back-to-back first downs as Adebo forced him out.
Well, Travion Henderson, you know, obviously he's a rookie and he's done a lot of good things. He gives them some real big play ability. And as I mentioned earlier, Ramondre Stevenson, he missed some time with a toe injury, and that's really when Henderson, at that time, he had some big games too. He had a 69-yard run there against Tampa a couple of weeks ago.
Now he's wrapped up in the backfield by Tyler Newman. Good play by the safety who came up in a loss of 1.
Well, they're going to need to come up with a stop and tighten up a little bit because neither team has run the ball, you know, really all that effectively this year. But Henderson, he's had a couple lanes until this last run here when they get Newman up there to make the stop.
Talked to McDaniels about Travion Henderson. He said he's doing good things for us, but we aren't even at the tip of the iceberg with him yet.
I think you could say the same thing about Drake May.
May out to his left. Flag on the play as the catch is made by Booty. But a flag is thrown in the offensive backfield.
Yeah, it looks like that might be a holding penalty.
Are without Will Campbell, their rookie left tackle, and Jared Wilson, their rookie left guard. We're going to highlight Ben Brown. That's who we think the hold was really against.
Yeah, well, you saw Garrett Bradbury. He was kind of like, what? You know, I hold him, but that was a heck of a throw by Drake May.
Abdul Carter drew the hold. Here's a completion to get a lot of that yardage back as Booty makes the catch. Adebo makes the stop, and they get the 10 yards plus 3, a 13-yard gain.
Yeah, I mentioned Kayshon Booty earlier. Fade, which has been highly effective for Booty this year also. It's been impressive to see how much progress he's made.
Patriots in field goal range at the moment. Here's one downfield, and caught for the
deep threat here over the last several weeks, and that's a great shot of the accuracy I was talking about on the deep balls by Drake May. Just drops it right in there. An outstanding job also by Williams just tracking it. Another rookie that has made a lot of contra throw.
Borregales adds the extra point.